Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to my Akim, who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not by way of their forefathers, seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Yakali from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is on the topic of the famine, which the famine is prophesied to come at the end of days. And we are in fact at the end of the days. We are at the end of this world, which is talking about the end of this age, which is the rulership of the Edomites. And the Edomites are the so-called white people, man. All right, they're not white, they're actually red as it pertains to Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. Okay, they rule this wicked world. All right, and their wicked kingdom is coming to an end. So these prophecies shall come to pass. The mark of the beast prophecy, which is that microchip, the World War III prophecy, the famine, the pestilence, the time of Jacob's trouble, the destruction of Mystery Babylon the Great, which is America, all of these things must come to pass, man. All right, this famine is well on its way. Alright, Yahweh Shemisha has been building this and all of these other prophecies for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's all been in the works. Okay, things take time to build up. You know, it's like, I remember when I was doing some research about the so-called Dark Ages, which is called also the Byzantine Empire, and when it is that we, because the Israelites, we ruled during that period, right? That's why Esau calls it the so-called Dark Ages. And we ruled in that period, okay? And then moving into, you know, the 1400s, and then specifically 1492 is when the Edomites started to fully get into their power, right? They started to get that fulfillment of the prophecy where Esau would get the fatness of heaven and dew of the earth, the dew of heaven and fatness of the earth, Khan. All right. And I remember doing my research, and it literally took like decades, what even looked like, well, yeah, I wouldn't say centuries, but there was a long period where you could see that the Byzantine Empire started to deteriorate over time, and it just took decades upon decades upon decades. And then while that was happening, you could see that the Edomites were slowly but surely starting to gain power and influence. All right, so these things take time, man. All right, and it's been building up, and now we in that time, man. Yahweh Shemishai getting ready to tear down this vile wicked kingdom, you know. And then that brings me to, you know, this precept right here, 2 Ezra chapter 15, and let's just jump to the point at verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So this world is wicked, man. Why? Because the people that are ruling it are wicked. These Edomites were these so-called white people. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And you know they're wicked because they in rulership, and they don't have nothing to do with the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemisha any at all. Actually, out of all of the heathen that have ruled, you can clearly see that this is the most vile, abominable kingdom, man. All right, it has taken all of the filth of the previous kingdoms, you know, that were ruled by these heathen, and they've mixed it all together, all right, and have created, you know, this monstrosity, okay? And of course, with that comes all of the people, you know, in this world who follow their ways, all right, have fallen, you know, into this mindset of wickedness, all right? So this world needs to go, all right? The kingdom of righteousness, which is going to be ruled by Yahushai through the spirit of power, through the spirit of Yahweh, all right? And then the elect man, it will start with the Israelites, all right? So the famine is coming, and so we've been seeing a lot of things regarding the famine. Now you have this dude called the Ice Age Farmer. He does several videos regarding the food supplies and all these kinds of things, you know, the fake meats and the laboratory meats that, you know, Esau Edom has been working on. Then the culling of the different various proteins that has been going on as well. All right, a couple of months ago, there was a huge outbreak of whatever kind of disease over there in Europe regarding the poultry. All right, and then the Ice Age farmer, he's brought out several other things, man. All right, so I advise individuals to, at least subscribe to his channel to just see what's going on. Keep up with the famine that is building up. So we also have this thing with the inflation. Now, this is the video that I watched the other day. JBS shut down biggest attack on food in history, shortages expected. So this situation right here was really huge. Meat shortages and price hikes expected after world's largest supplier is hacked. All right, so this happened. All right, and the prices have been increasing. We've been hearing about the inflation. Well, the inflation is truly here, man. All right, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I mean, I know you people feel it, man. All right, but the other day, my tank was, it was on E, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't quite realize it until, I kind of looked at it, and then I said, okay, let me just go to the gas station and just put $1,000 in it, which 1,000 Jamaican dollars, which I don't know, for America, that's like, I don't know, like you divide that by 150, I mean, that's probably like what's $8 at this point or whatever. But like basically I put like that's equivalent in my tank, and I just needed it to just go home. And man, when I was driving back home, I nearly turned back and went back to the gas station because I was looking at the tank, hoping for it to like move up, and I was like, it wasn't even moving from off of the E. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, yo, did this woman actually like fill my tank or? And well, not fill my tank, but to put gas in my vehicle. Like, I don't even see this thing moving. And then when it finally did move, it was barely anything. Where, the next time I went out on the road, I literally had to top it up some more with some gas. I couldn't even make it to work without feeling worried because it was such a small amount that went in there. All right, and to put it into perspective, I mean, for my gas tank, it used to take like, I don't know, like 7K to fill it up, but it's costing more than that now, you know what I'm saying? And $1,000 just ain't doing it like that anymore. So the inflation is happening everywhere, and especially with the food. All right, so this is from Ice Age Farmer once again, and then we have this video right here from Dabu7. So let's listen to what Dabu has to say.
This is Dabu7. And just as grilling season kicks into high gear, we have beef prices shooting up yet again. So if you're planning to buy steaks, better prepare yourself to pay more. And we're looking here at individuals that have been selling premium beef, chicken, and pork for the past 60 years. They're saying that they're selling at almost $30 a pound for fillets. It's the highest price that they say they have ever seen. So in terms of steaks, roasts, things like that, it's going up. We've warned about this for months and months and months on end. Sometimes I think some people just listen, it goes in one ear and out the other, and they do not prepare. It's off to the next video for entertainment. But people really need to get it together in terms of survival and what they're doing here these days. Their food supply, whether they're growing, doing something, rather than just sitting on their tail doing nothing. Because this game around us, well, they're tightening the noose. And this is only going to continue to get worse. You mark my words there. So we've seen other sectors get hit and prices raised there. To me, this is going to continue, especially with the talk of inflation coming in and all this. It's going to compound the issue even worse. So I hope folks have a plan out there in terms of food, long-term and short-term. I'm going to leave a link, and I'm going to expand on this on the next live stream. Make sure to join me. Going live Monday, Wednesday. All
right, so you heard it, man. All right, the prices are hiking. You can see from some of the comments, what the people are saying. Once again, Dabu, there's multiple channels, but this is Dabu77. All right, you can, subscribe or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then when I came on, just to look at my YouTube subscriptions, boom, 23 minutes ago, rising costs for everyday foods like bacon and fruit have raised concerns about inflation. Here's why you may be paying more for breakfast and what that says about where prices might be heading in the future. How have you noticed the effects of inflation recently? So that's it there, right? That's it, man. All right, the prices are increasing, but people out here losing jobs. people aren't getting an increase in pay. So guess what? Your purchasing power is lowering. And as well, what else is happening is that, you know, prices will start to increase even more because there will be shortages. All right. So supply and demand, you know, basic concept. All right. This is coming, man. And this is just one of the ways that Yahweh Shemini Shai is bringing the famine, man. All right. Because eventually it's going to get to the point where, you know, there ain't even going to be no, nothing on the shelves. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So, you know, your grocery stores out there, you have Mega Mart, Price Mart, Hilo, Sovereign Supermarket, General Foods, and then I know over there in America, y'all got Publix and Kroger's, and even at your, I think, no, not at Target. I don't know. I haven't been to America in a while, so I don't know if Target's selling food now. But I know Walmart sells food, you know, and all those kinds of places. They're gonna be found empty, man. All right. Soon it's going to be where the food is short, or there's shortages, but the prices are going to be so high, a lot of people can't afford it, and then the people that can afford it, they're going to be stocking up, all right, leaving these places empty, man. All right. And then, of course, due to the situation, the worldwide situation, you got the supply chains that being hit, which the supply chain being hit also contributes to the food not getting to the stores. So this is coming empty shelves, all right, which is going to cause panic and hysteria. All right. And it don't take nothing for it to break down, man. I mean, you can see when it is that there's any kind of so-called panic going on, like let's say there's a hurricane warning out here in Jamaica, and people storm the grocery stores, man. They storm the supermarkets, all right, and they empty that out, man. And you think that's just replenishing, just they just got all the goods and they replenish. No, there's what is it? I forget what it's called, man. I think it's like I can't remember what it's called, but there are people that are hired to ensure that, you know, the goods that are coming into, you know, going into certain kinds of businesses are flowing at a certain kind of speed and rates and all these kinds of things. All right. Anyway, and it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right, so the water is going to be in short supply as well, and people going to be fighting against each other, man, for these supplies. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, we can just go straight to the point, man. Let's see. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? The lack of bread, man, that's going to really put people in a certain kind of mindset that they're going to be going buck wild out in these streets, man. All right. Every man for himself, survival of the fittest, you know, people are going to be even forsaking their families. It's going to be that bad. And then, of course, with the famine comes the cannibalism as well. So it's going to be real nasty out there, man. All right. So, you know, even in the video, what Dabu said about how he been warning, you know, the people have been warned for whatever. But we've been warning you people, man. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemini Shai, that these things are coming, that the famine is coming. All right. And while, mercy is available, seek it. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near, right? So the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashemi can be found right now, man. All right? You can get this word, it's readily available, the famine of the word prophecy, which that's another kind of famine where you won't be able to hear the words of Yahweh Shemini Shai is coming, man. All right? But it isn't here as yet. You have access to this word, so get it while it's hot, man, because soon, it's going to be, the door going to be shut, man, in regards to that. All right. And it says, let's just go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and let's just jump straight to this right here, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Khan, what are you going to do, man? All right, your back's going to be put against the wall, with the microchip coming, which is at MOTB. All right. You're not going to have any access to any kind of services, nothing, period. All right. As it says in the prophecy, Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, 16, 17, 18. Really, you got to read all of it. All right. Your back's going to be against the wall unless you take that chip. All right. So you only gonna have your Yahweh Shimon Shai to rely on in those days, unless you're gonna rely on carnal means, which is believing in Esau, Edom, and his solution, his system, which he created in the chaos anyway, to bring about the solution upon you people. Or about what you're gonna do, you're gonna take it? No, because there's a judgment written for you Israelites that take the MOTB. Okay, that market chip, man, written in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 to 10. All right. So you're going to have to rely on Yahweh Shemisha. It is our only way through what is to come, man. Because this devil is coming in hot and heavy, man. And this famine, yo, man, it's serious. It is so serious, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, Yahweh Shemisha said that his servants shall eat. So we know we're going to be good, man. We're going to have that faith upon us to know that we're good for doing the work of Yahweh Shemisha sincerely, man. All right. You know, we do the best that we can, man. We ain't perfect, but we do try. All right. So anyway, with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shimon Shai, by Shema Kakodesh, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.